Okay, wait for people to get here. Hi, Trisha. How you doing? Good to see you. A sip of juice, get my voice going. You're the first one here, Trisha. I literally just went live. Hi, Julia. So, how's everybody doing? Are y'all having a? Did you have a good weekend? Of course, today's a holiday for us. For the 4th of July fell on a Sunday, so today's a holiday. Hi, Julie Topaz. How you doing? Happy marvelous Monday to you. Hope you had a good weekend, or are having one, because I guess you still have. Is today a holiday for you too, Julie? Trying to get my voice going. Hi, Linda, Lisa, everybody coming in. Well, Trisha, I think it was a little different back then. Oh my goodness. Hi, Mitzi. Oh my gosh. So yeah, Hubster might pop in and talk about a couple of his books he's been reading. I told him, because it's rare that his days off fall on a day I'm streaming. So if he wants to, he can come in and talk about some books. Hi, Sylvie. He wants to run some errands and do some stuff. So we'll see. Hi, Dee. uh, let's see. Oh, good. Oh, you're welcome, Linda. You're the first person that told me you got yours. So I'm glad that came in. Yeah, I mailed them last Tuesday. Of course, today there's no mail because it's a holiday. Nikki Rod, Christy MV, 3G Brenda, Teresa Duffy. Anybody else that I'm missing coming in? Thanks, everybody. Hi, Blue. Let's see. Janice Johnson. Thanks, everybody, for popping in. We'll see how many people come in today, because it being a holiday and probably people are still, traveling and or hanging out with their family and doing stuff. So we'll see how busy it is today. But then some people may be off and get to stop by. That will be nice. So yeah, I'm hoping Hubster will come in and talk a little bit about some of his books. It's been a while. I've seen, like, lately more people are doing magazine journaling and mini magazine. I said, well, we got to bust out ours. We got to bust out our MMMICPP. Let me see if I get it right. Mini magazine mind mapping ideal collecting prompt playground that we started back in 2017. Hi, CNP. So I thought, hi, Arlene. So I thought, well, let's go ahead and bust them out. I have these two that are doubled up magazines. This one was my first one, and it's kind of messy. This one's neither one are cut perfectly, but I cut them myself. If you want to cut magazines in half, it's probably best if you take them over to, one of your office places or somewhere and have them cut it for you for a couple of bucks. Hi, Coloring Down Under. Hi, Janet. How you doing? You surviving the weekend, Janet? Are you surviving the weekend? Hi, Pamela Kane. And thanks everybody that has been supporting the channel over on PayPal Tip Jar. And again, I want to, say I'm not going to do prints for 2 months, so I don't have to worry about when to get them done and stuff, because we're going to be doing some family stuff and traveling, and so I don't want to have to try to work in prints and be late or anything like that. So there's not going to be any prints for the first week of August or September, which that's for July and August for the 2 summer months. So just FYI. Hi, Kat Smith, Kelly S., Artful Dabbler Tori. But you're still free to support the channel. I'm just not going to be sending out prints for a couple of months. Let's see. I'm still going to do some giveaways, though, and stuff like that. And hopefully still be here on Mondays and Wednesdays. Drink a sip of juice here, get my voice going. So, yeah, Janet, I was saying that Hubster's off today, so he might be talking about some of his books. I told him to come in, bring a couple of his books if he wants to talk about some of the stuff he's been reading, because he's off today. Let's see, Lisa, Diana, who else? Let's see. I'm just trying to see if I've missed anybody. Oh, yeah, make sure you click live chat. Click live chat at the top of your chat window because it defaults to top chat. And if you have top chat clicked, you will not see all the chat. So just FYI. Helly Jensen from Denmark. Welcome. Well, thank you. Thanks for being here. Okay, lurk away. Hi, Amanda. Let's see. I like to say good morning to everybody. For those of y'all that don't know, let me get, where'd my little paper go? What did I do with it? It's not there. Must have fallen back somewhere. I have my little paper that says I stream on Monday and Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern. Sorry, guys. But it's not there right now. So I don't know. It must have fallen behind the table. And but I like to come on about 8:30 to tell everybody good morning, say hi to as many people as I can. Hi, Megan. You got your print? Okay, good. Oh, good. You're welcome. Yeah, most of the people should be getting their prints. Hi, Fernando. Hope Fernando gets his soon. Again, there's no mail today, so in the States anyway, it's 4th of July holidays is 4th of July was yesterday, obviously, but today's the day that they give the holiday for. So the 5th, we get the 5th as a holiday. So that means, post office and stuff are closed. Let's see. So yeah, we're going to pick back up with our mini magazine, mind mapping, idea collecting prompt playground, or as it's officially known, MMMMICPP. Let me go grab my phone so I can show some of the Instagram things y'all have done. Hang on. Okay. Let's go over to Instagram for a couple minutes and see some of the Society of Idea Collector posts. I managed to finish my cupboard. I thought I saw it. Did you post the finished one last week? I think I liked it. I think I showed it last Wednesday. Unless you did more to it, Trisha. You might have done more to it. So let's see. Because I showed it last Wednesday. Let me find it again. Did you hashtag SSOI? Society of Idea Collectors? I'm not seeing it in Society of Idea Collectors. I'm not seeing it, Trisha. Let me go look on you. Yeah, I showed it. I showed it last week. There's what it was before. If y'all remember, last week's homework was to take something, an older art project, or take something old and make it new again. So, yeah, that's awesome, Trisha. Let me see let me go back here. Search, here we go. Recent. So let's see what we got here from, what have I not shown? I don't think okay, so here is Linda Renz, and she did cast off painty and caustic papers, and she turned the signatures into a mini book. So she took her papers, her cast off painty and caustic papers, say that 3 times fast, and turned it into a mini book. That's awesome, Linda. And then let's see, here is Arlene. And the wings were from a butterfly color page. So she made a collage here. There's the wings there, if you can see behind the girl. If y'all want to see these more in detail or close up, just go to Society of Idea Collectors and look at the recent, click recent, and you'll see all the recent ones. So she said the wings were made from a butterfly, from a butterfly color page I did a couple years ago, and the background was a pick 10 that I thought turned out awful. I enjoyed painting over that. So she painted over it and collaged and used color book pages for the wings. That's awesome, Arlene. And then here's Devin Rex. Here's her befores and afters. So she took this page and turned it into that one. It's kind of hard to see on my phone. You need to just go over there. And then here's another before and after down here. So Devin Rex did that. She said she took an old page to transform it. These 2 pages, one of her first watercolor journals. And she transformed it by adding more contrast with pens and acrylic paint. I like them better now. And then she said, here's a close-up. So there's a close-up of the finished ones. So that's awesome. Okay, let's see what else we have. So here is Jay Litterick, and she did this right here. And she said, having so much fun with Mixed Media Society of Idea Collectors, she did a Zetiology. So there's a Zetiology that Jane did. If I'm missing you, everybody coming in, I'm trying to show these right now. So hi, Tanya, Darlene. Let's see. Then there's, this one is Mitzi. And she did she used some old calendars and turned them into a 3-tier Build-A-Body. So she used old calendars. And there we go. So what you do on a Build-A-Body like this, and I actually have a book coming, not on bodies, but I think it's on animals. And something similar to this. And so she took these calendar pages and cut them up. And look, you put them in like a photo album. And then you can flip them and they make different you build a body. So isn't that cool? Very cool, Mitz. That's awesome. And oh, here's another one. Okay, so there's another one. I don't know how many she has. That's it. Yeah. So you just flip the pages and it turns it into a totally different thing. And then the last one I have here is Anne Leclerc, I think is how she says it. She had old art pages that I didn't like, turned them into something else. So, and she went from this to, oops, hang on, let's go back. From this to this. So that's awesome, Anne. So again, guys, if y'all want to see them more in detail, go over to Society of Idea Collectors and click. You can get top or recent. The recent ones, you'll get them more in order that they were posted. So that's awesome, guys. Yeah, y'all did good. Okay, so let's see. I know, right? Right, Trisha? They are also imaginative. Sorry, guys, my voice is not all going yet. I'm trying to drink some cranberry juice. Keep my voice going here. So, okay, well, what I plan on doing today is, let me kind of do a review. I've seen more people doing mini magazines. And I said, well, we need to pull ours back out again. We've done magazine journals over the years for, way back, the full magazines. Well, let me just pull one out. I have about 4 or 5, but I'll just pull one out here. Let's see. Which one? Maybe this one. And what you do with the full magazine journal is you can take, like this is this 3 or 2? No, this is 2. So this is 2 like either Somerset Studio, Art Journal, some kind of art magazines. I glued them together. And then we do what I like to call reverse collage, where you're painting away things. Let's see if I can find. And this one's pretty old, so, but you paint away. And these are all in different stages. Some are just scraped in, some are more feathered in. So you can see this one's just more flat painted in. And you leave the images that you like. That's what I call reverse collage. So we got all kinds of ones in here. And then again, this one is a full two magazines. Hi, Bonnie. Anybody else I missed? Who else? I'm sure I'm missing people coming in. And so this one's quite old. And of all, I think I have 4 or 5 of these with 2 or 3 magazines glued together. And then in 2017, we cut them in half. So we took the magazines. I made a fresh one here for us to work in today. So we're going to work in this one today. Plus, I got the new art journaling magazine that I'll do a little quick flip through. So this was the first mini magazine. And again, we call it the mini magazine mind mapping, idea collecting, prompt playground. And we started this one in 2017. And then since then I made another one. And again, if you want these cut perfectly, it's best to take them to an office supply or someplace that will cut your magazines in half for $1 or $2. Hi, Beth. Rather than trying to cut them yourself, this one is just really totally not neat at all. But it doesn't bother me that it's not perfectly straight. But if you do want it perfectly straight, I tried to be extra careful on this one to have it as neat as I could for you when we worked in this one today. This one's the messiest, I think, the first one that I did. So this is 2 magazines cut in half. So that gives you 4 sections, and then they're all glued together. So there's 4 sections with 2 magazines. And we'll do a little flip. I started this one in 2017, and this one we probably did maybe a year ago. I don't know. We started another one because people wanted to see how to do it again. So I think maybe a year. I don't remember. You know, the last year is kind of a blur. So I haven't really worked in this one that much either. But I went ahead and made a smaller one with just 1 magazine because that's probably what more people are going to want. They're going to want something smaller, easy to handle. And I'll show you how you can do sketches and other things in it just by painting the pages with some acrylic paint. Then you can pencil on it and stuff on top of it. But if you do put acrylic paint down as to reverse collage or to get rid of text, don't use your alcohol markers on top of acrylic paint. You know, use your Poscas, or you can probably use your super tips would probably be okay for a little bit. But, using those markers on top of acrylic paint is not the best. So, but we're going to work in this today. I did start whiting out a few pages. I don't use gesso. I just use white acrylic paint. But if you like to use gesso, you can use gesso to reverse collage out and to remove text. But I just use white acrylic paint. It's cheaper for one. So anyway, so I'm sure some of y'all have been around since the 2017 one. Let's see, Darla, Tanya, Kimberly. Hi, Kimberly, 557. So I hope y'all are having a good weekend for those that are in the States, and today's a holiday for you. Thanks for stopping in. I expect it to be like a low-key day because a lot of people are traveling with family, doing other things, but if you get to stop by on your day off today, then thanks for being here. Hi, Estrada. And I hope y'all are starting to get your prints. I hope the prints are starting to come in. I know there's no mail today, but I hope y'all are starting to get your prints that I mailed out last. I think I mailed them out Tuesday. Yeah, I mailed them out Tuesday. And so, yeah. So if y'all have any questions. Beth says she started out small and used a junk mail pamphlet. Yeah, you can use so many things. What's nice about using an art magazine, though, or some kind of magazine that's full of a lot of pictures. it could be a bird book, magazine. It could be architecture. You want something with a lot of images, because what you're going to do is save some of the images and paint out the rest. And then you have room. I guess I could just start flipping while we're talking here. And there's my mini. I always forget how to say the whole thing. So it's mini magazine, mind mapping, idea collecting, prompt playground. And so some of them have some collage, but most of it is painting out, reversing out. Here's a little bit of collage and doodling. And we're always asking who, what, where, why, when, and how. And so, yeah, I'll show you how I do. I do a lot of my background, painting out my backgrounds with finger painting. I just go in here with my hands and paint out the background. So, yeah, so we'll just kind of do a little flip while we're talking. While I was sitting here. So what I had done when I started this one in 2017 is I did go through. I didn't make y'all sit through it. I'll do a couple pages in this one so you see what I'm doing. But you white out all the text. So you can go through and white out the text. And it doesn't have to be completely covered, because you're going to add paint on top of it. Oh, you're welcome, Darlene. I'm glad you got your print. And then after you've whited it out, you can go back in with paint like this. You can finger paint, you can brush paint, you can put paint down and smudge it with a baby wipe. And then I also pulled out, because last week we were working with stencils. So I thought, well, let's go ahead and work with stencils again in the new one. So, yeah, so you can do anything you can do in a large sketchbook, art journal. You can do it in your mini magazine journal. Here's another one that's finger painted. And this one doesn't have really anything done, just some of the text whited out. And so, yeah, here's one that's painted. And then this is glued on, or maybe this was on the, I can't remember if this was on the magazine or not. I think I might have glued that in and started kind of doodling around some of it with a Posca. So yeah, it's really fun, because for one, you get to, hi Debbie, for one, you get to practice your blending, color matching and blending. And there's just a lot of techniques you can get by practicing in one of these. And some of the pages, this one's still attached, but sometimes, the more you're using it and painting it and get things wet, some of the pages might come loose, just like they would in a big magazine if you were getting the pages wet. So I just put a piece of packing tape on it. But do not trust washi tape to hold your pages in. If you do use some washi tape, make sure you put some glue on the back of the washi, because it's not going to hold. Washi tape is not going to really hold a page, right? So yeah, so there's all kinds of different things in here that we've done. A little stamping, here's one where we did a Halloween page and drew all. Oh, you know what? I should be moved in some. Let me click in one here. There we go. So, and then drew in some things, and there's some little, pumpkin sticker, and there's a stamp, and then all the rest is paint. So you can just do all kinds of things. But the benefit of having something like a magazine journal to start with is you're not starting with a blank page. You don't have just a pure white blank page to start with. And it doesn't have to be a small one. You can use a full-on magazine. Just start with just taking your art magazine and start doing it in that. You don't have to try to glue two together if you don't want to, or cut them in half. It's just handy to have a small one. So, yeah. So I'll just kind of keep flipping here for a minute. And so you can just kind of see. So if you have any questions, put them in caps. Hi, Teresa. Did I say hi to you, Jane? Good morning, Jane. We showed your Zetiology a minute ago. I don't know if you saw that. Hi, Maseki. So again, this one I just painted the whole thing. So it's probably just covered with some kind of ads. So I just painted the whole thing blue, did some white paint. I either did it with finger painting or did it with a palette knife or a combination of both, plus baby wipes. Remember, baby wipes are awesome for blending, making little waves and mist and waterfalls and stuff like that. Hi, Debbie. Let's see. So again, look, this one's starting to come out. So what I'd probably do, I don't really want to put packing tape on it until I finish this, because you can't really work over packing tape. So, you know, it's best just to leave the page loose until you finish and then put a piece of packing tape on there. And, but look, this looks like an ocean with little boats and things. And this one, we just played with different things. This is some thumbprint ladybugs. And then here we're going, packing tape here because this is the start of the next section. So now we're going into the second section here. Oh yeah, it was Jane. So again, just reverse collaging out. This is all just paint. And you get your color inspiration from the piece that you leave. So this has pink and yellow and kind of a peachy color. So that's the colors that I picked to use on the background, right? So just pick a little piece of something as your inspiration that you want to save, and then paint the rest out with those colors, right? And just started, this one we did with the stopper, the ink stopper in the bottle. So I'm just going to keep flipping and chatting. They are either Somerset Studio or Art Journaling magazines. I don't remember which ones. This was back in 2017. So, and the magazines are probably older than that. So I don't know which magazines, sorry. But any art magazines or any kind of magazine, architect, you know, any kind of magazine you like will work. Okay. So here again, some painty backgrounds. Left this one picture here and then did some drips. So I'm just going to keep flipping through this. Well, bless your heart. We did some lettering on that one. So yeah, I'm just going to kind of flip kind of quick because there's a lot. There's a lot. And this is 2 full magazines cut in half. So we used a stamp here, just some clouds. This was probably another like Halloween one. Drew a little path and made a little world. You can, and then after you've colored, you know, reversed out the background and left one little image or something, you can always add more stuff. You can then go ahead and add more collage, more ephemera, you know, your little journaling spots. If you want to journal, put your journaling in it. You can do all that. But mostly I like to paint in them. I like them for painting more than adding like an art journal where I'm doing like journaling, right? Bye, Teresa. Thanks for stopping in. So yeah, just keep flipping through, just, you know, all kinds of little things you can add. But the main thing is to like reverse collage out, which means painting everything out you don't want and leaving a couple images that you like. Then you can go in like this is all painted right here. So there's the enablers. So you just, you know, it's just like anything, any other kind of journal. You can just you know, play in it. That's why I call it the prompt playground. So let's see if I can go a little quicker. And then we'll get started in one. There's another one. Then now, again, here's where I've packing taped it together because that was the new section. And sometimes it kind of stresses at the new sections. So these are some of my hand carved pea pods, stamps, carved erasers. Okay, let's see if I can. Get to some more here. Pile of projects. That was Terry Trouble's. Instead of whips, works in progress, she called them pops, piles of projects. Then here's the meeting of the beards. Let's see. Let's see if I got something. Oh, there's one. And we just drew the cactus. I say we because I did this with you when you guys were here. So if we do it live, I always say we. But anyway, this was a part of the original and a little bit of a bridge over here. And I think, no, that flower was stuck on. So then we drew and painted in the cactus. So again, you can do anything on these blank pages. You can paint anything. But if you start by reversing out everything you don't want, you have a full magazine, in this case, 2 full magazines, and cut in half with 4 sections. You did this with Bird and Bloom? Yeah, good one. Good one, Arlene. Yeah, Arlene said she did it with Bird and Bloom. Yeah, you can do it with your favorite, like I said, pet, animal, architecture, travel, but you want something that has a lot of pictures. You want something that has a lot of pictures for you to paint around. This was a palm, and then there was someone with a hand, so I just called it palm reading. Let's see. And then we're into the next section. The one thing I will say, though, is make sure when you're doing them that you put some wax paper behind it, because especially if you're going from page to page and you're like, you're widening out the text, as long as you don't go over the edge. Like I don't put wax paper in between here when I'm just widening out text, because I'm not going to the edge. But if you go to the edge, you got to be careful not to glue your pages together. Okay, let's see. Here's another one. Again, this right here was part of what was left. And this is a piece of collage, I think. And then this is all paint. So, yeah. So how many of y'all did this back in 2017? or since, that's when we started it. So let's see if I can do a little flip here. Try to get through a few. There's one started painting out. And it's just so fun. And I just use acrylic craft paint. I use white acrylic paint to white out the text. Then we just play along. Hi, Ashley. Happy Moogle Monday to you, too. And I said, if y'all didn't hear me, Hubster's off today. Now, I don't know if he's going to pop in before he runs his errands or after or what. But he had some books picked out that he was going to briefly talk about. He doesn't want to do book reviews, but he said he'd show a few of the books he's been reading. Again, all this right here is done with the eyedropper that comes inside your, the dropper inside of an ink bottle, and we just use the dropper to do all this vine stuff. Hi, Rachel. How you doing? Anybody else I missed? So, again, I don't know how many of y'all. Here's stamping. So this is one of my stamps that I just used on top after I'm reverse collaged out. So let's see. Here's another one. I'm just trying to stop on the ones that have something done on them. And you can just leave like little pieces. Then you can go back and add things. But you just start with reverse collaging out. So again, and I also painted all the edges with some black. Now, if you want to do that, you have to be real light-handed. put your paint on a sponge, on a makeup wedge, and barely have any paint on there. And I did it before it was kind of, before you could do the same thing. You could add gold on top of this, on top of the black, but you have to do it very lightly so you don't stick all your pages together, right? So that was our first one. And this is just the magazines like this, glued together, and then I covered it with scrapbook papers. And that's just for the cover. Same thing for this one, which is the newer one. Haven't worked in this one as much. But again, now this one is 3 magazines. This is 3 magazines cut in half and glued together. So it's nice and thick and fluffy. But when you work in these and it's true even if you work in a regular magazine journal, you want to work front to back to front, some in the middle. Otherwise, you're going to warp the spine and the whole thing's going to be, all cattywampus. So you want to work all through it, not just front to back. Because if you work front to back, the spine's going to literally be like this. Okay. So let's see. If you have any questions, put them in caps. Make sure you have live chat selected at the top so you see all the chat. And if anything goes fuzzy, make sure to set your setting. Go check your settings and make sure you are at 1080p or at least 720. Because sometimes YouTube can bounce you down to 144. So. All right, let's see. Why, Arlene? Well, then you probably don't want to paint your edges, Arlene. So again, this one, I've probably done a few things in it when I put this one together, but there's probably not going to be a lot in this one because we put this one, I think I put this one together on the show. And so probably most of it was the putting together of the book itself. But again, scrapbook paper covers, right? I'm trying to see if I have a painty page. Is that a painty page? And again, if you're just joining us, if you want to cut your magazines in half, I recommend you taking them to your office supply or wherever you can, they call them and ask them if they have the cutter to cut your magazines in half. I think they do it for $2. I cut mine by myself with an X-Acto knife. Well, really with a box cutter and always use a metal ruler. Do not use a plastic ruler. But it's so much easier if you can have it cut in half for you. I just cut one magazine in half here. So this is just one. And I started whiting out some of the text here. So it's going to start fluffing up. And then I did this many in the front. Now I'm going into the back and putting some whiting out some stuff. All right, let's see what glue to use. Oh, that's a good question. I just use Eileen's tacky glue and a lot of it. So when I'm gluing two together, and then I also go back and put packing tape, either packing tape or duct tape to hold them together. I always reinforce it. But I put the glue, I literally take the lid off and squeeze the glue out so you have a complete coat of white glue. And it's best if you do both sides, the front and the back of what you're going to glue, so you have a real thick. Now make sure it's not going to ooze out and, seal all your pages, and then put something on top of it. You could go ahead if you wanted to and put some packing tape or duct tape on the spine, and then cut some heavy books on it overnight. And the more you use it, this one's, it does have some issues every now and then. A page will come loose, and I just tape it back in, but it's a magazine, right? So it's, it's not going to hold up like, a 400-pound watercolor pad or something. Let's see. Let's see. What's wrong with Tori? Oh, I hope you feel better, Tori. Yeah. Close your eyes and just listen. Put a cold cloth on your head and listen. Don't let the light, the light of the show is bad for headaches. Hi, Susie girl, watching old videos and notice how much your voice has changed over the years. It has? Oh, okay. For the better, I hope. For the better, Susie, I hope. Hi, Kalora. Happy Monday to you too. I mean, I've been streaming for it'll be 11 years in November. So yeah, I hope things have changed some, even if it's my voice. And sometimes in the mornings like this, it's not. I have to have some either hot coffee or cold juice to get my voice rolling here. Plus, sleeping with the fan blowing on. I got a fan blowing on me right now. Let's see. Oh, I know the quality of the videos has improved. Back on UStream, we did not have. Well, we finally got HD toward the end, but we never had 1080p. I don't think. Well, I don't remember. It's been a while. I've been over here on. I've been live streaming. I think for 4 or 5 years here on YouTube, and then before that, I'd stream on UStream and upload them to YouTube for a while. But all total, with YouTube and Ustream, it'll be 11 years in November. Let's see. Yeah, Jane, you squeak like a little mouse. All right. So before we get started in this one, I'll show you the new art journaling magazine. This is the newest one. This is the new Somerset. I mean, the new the publisher is that's not Somerset. I keep wanting to say Somerset because that's the name of this one. What's the name of the publisher again? They have so many different magazines. Look at all these magazines. Hang on. I don't know why I haven't looked it up for a while. But it's the same publishers as Somerset Studio that publishes art journaling. And they published, look, well, here's a page right here. Here we go. Let's see, it should be on this page. I'm trying to see it. It's naming all the magazines. I don't know why. It's just Stampington and Company. Stampington is the publisher. So anyway, I'll just do a little bit of a flip through this one so you can kind of see. The nice thing about the art journaling magazine is each of the artists get asked questions. They're asked questions and give answers on different topics, like your favorite art supply, things like that. I'll read you some of the questions. And they usually have a featured artist or two. And so I won't show you the whole thing, but I'll show you a few pages here and read you a couple of the questions that they ask. Like here's this artist gives her tips. So what her first tip here is have several different journals within your reach, so as you create, including at least one small one. Of course, I've always told y'all use your leftovers. I call them desk journals, where you swipe off your excess paints. Let me grab it. I know I've shown y'all these. I used to do about one a year. And I have 6 or 7. I'm not sure exactly how many. They're all up on the shelf. But I would do one of these a year. And what it would be is any paint left over or collage stuff left over, I would scrape it in here and then go back and play with, maybe making something out of it or, whatever. But so it's I call them desk journals, where you have some kind of journal like this on your desk. Where you can use up your paint or little collage bits. Of course, you could do that in one of these. So even if you made one of these just to use as a desk journal, to scrape off the excess paint when you're doing another project, open it up, scrape off the paint, and then you can go back and work in it. So, do you like Vonnie? Do you like ASMR videos? So, let me see if they have some questions. Okay, so here's the question. So they ask all the artists this question, for instance: what is your favorite type of art journal to use? And then each of the artists that are represented in the magazine answer that question. Here's one person said, my favorite type of journal is to repurpose a children's board book. I can pick them up for pennies at a thrift store. They come in all shapes and sizes. And best of all, the cardboard pages can handle any number of layers and media. So they ask that. And then, then again, there's going to be, some featured artists. And then here's tips by that artist. Let me just kind of try to flip it here. And then there's supplies they use. I was trying to find some more of the questions. Here's layers. So it's very inspiring. If you are, especially if you're new to art journaling, this is the magazine I would recommend because it's got so many, everything from basic tips to layering tips and tips, lots of tips. Yeah, Julia Stampington. Let's see. Find some more questions here. So just so you can kind of get an idea of, and they do, bright colors, they do muted, vintage. So art supply, just here's tips by that artist. I'm looking for some more questions. I usually ask 3 or 4. Here's one. Do you ever get tired of a certain technique? If so, do you move on or find new ways to use it? And let's see what one person says. Yes, I do get tired of using certain techniques over and over. I'm always looking for new ways to enhance any technique. So it's always exciting when I'm able to come up with something unique. I don't really play by the rules when it comes to art. So again, each one of the artists in the magazine has answered that question in their own way. So I think you get an idea here of, and I haven't read any of these articles yet. I just got the magazine. Well, I got it last week, but I haven't had a chance to read any of it yet. But this is the newest one. And I think this might be the newest, if not the newest, 1 month back in the Somerset studio. Let's see. Well, I don't know if I can see. May, June. So I think this is the newest one. So the July, August one should be out anytime. It might be out now. I don't think I have that though yet. Okay, so anyway, this was the May, June one. So again, I just cut it in half with a blade and a metal ruler on a craft mat, a cutting mat, I should say. So we'll go ahead and work in this a little bit. If I missed anybody coming in, I'm not trying to miss anybody, but again, I'm not just sitting here reading just chat. I'm trying to do some art for you guys or something creative. So I thought in this one, I haven't used really many stencils in either one of these. So I thought maybe because we were using stencils last week in our art journals that I showed a few different art journals. I thought maybe we would do some more stenciling again. I have my pack of small stencils right here. So we might pull those out. All right, so let's see. Let's go ahead and I'm going to first show you, and I will get my heat gun out. So there, we will be drawing pages as we go to make it quicker. And so let me get a brush here, get my brush wet, and get some white paint. Again, if you like gesso, you can use gesso, but you might as well just use craft paint as your first base, because more than likely you're going to paint over it, draw over it, or whatever. Let me grab a couple baby wipes. Let's see. Hi, little sister Cheryl. Oh, you're welcome. That's what we're all about, is ideas. I'm not going to put out too much paint at once because, acrylic paint can kind of dry kind of fast, and you don't want it to dry out before you can get at it. Okay, so let me show you what I've already started. You can see here I've done a few pages just so you can kind of see. So you can see I kind of just went around. I like those brushes. I wanted to keep that. I wanted to keep that. Wanted to keep that. Oh, here's the one. This is the one page that I did extend past just whiting out, and I added the pink and the yellow background and then lightly stenciled on top of it. So this shows you a little more of a progression in the pages. Am I zoomed in enough? Do y'all want me to zoom in one more? Let's see what this looks like. There we go. Yeah, that might be better. Okay, now let me see if my camera. How's that look? Okay, so you can kind of see. So here I've whited out some of the text again. So I did a few pages here at the beginning, just so you. I left the word comfort there, and so after I did about this many, then I went to the back and started doing some from the back. Okay, this is I think where I left off right here. And then, because you don't want to warp your spine, and it will warp if you don't go back and forth. If you come across some pages that are just lots of ads that you don't want, you can just tear that page out. Tear that page out if you don't want it, right? This one I'm just going to leave. Oh, I did go over those little tag things there. Just kind of wet. My brush is wet. So you can see the back especially has a lot of ads. So if you don't want to mess with painting over the ads, then you can just, tear them out if you want. So here's what you can see that I've done back here. This one I painted over. This one I just left. So, and then we're going to go in here with some colors, and I'll show you how to, start, what do you call it? Reverse collaging them out. So this is all like this. Now, remember that these pages are magazine pages, so they have a sheen or they're shiny. It could be both, depending on the magazine. And if you have a shiny magazine page, color pencil will not go over it. So if you ever plan on using color pencil or anything, you're going to want to at least put a coat of something on there. I don't even remember if I painted that one. And then let's dry it. Jana, are you streaming today? Let's see if Janet's streaming. Janet streams at 1 Eastern. Make sure it's dry, because if you close your pages with wet paint, it will stick them together, right? It's going to stick it together, right? So I think these pages right here were actually some workbook pages that were already in the book. So there was some blank pages for you to work on already. So those were already in the book. Okay, so let's go ahead and just do this. Might go back down here like that. And then just takes a minute. She's making a mini journal like this one, like the one you sent me. The little tiny one. You're going to make some of that. Awesome. So I'm doing a mini magazine. Janet's going to do a mini magazine. Well, hers isn't a magazine, though. It's just going to be Janet. Awesome. And you can see I'm not really getting rid of it 100%. I'm just kind of getting a base over it, so to kind of, get rid of the text a little bit, because I'm going to have color. I'm going to add color on top of it. Danny, it's so funny. Okay, it doesn't take too long. All right, again, this one, I might want to do the whole thing. And again, if it's a whole bunch of ads, 2 or 3 pages of ads, you can just tear the whole page out. Or if you just want this extra page to be able to draw on, because you can pencil draw on top of this, or a ballpoint pen or Posca, again, I don't really use these type things, any of my art journals for that matter. I don't use them for journaling and writing like stories and, note taking. And so I don't use my art journals for that. I have different books and things for writing. I mean, I might add a little bit of text or a little bit of something or a word or two, but for the most part, most of my journals are just paint, collage. If y'all missed seeing Trisha did, I showed it last Wednesday, but if y'all didn't see it, Trisha redid that cabinet look over on, I think you have to go to, I don't know if she tagged Society of Idea Club. Maybe she did. I couldn't find it. But under Trisha Green, you can see her redo of her cabinet for the challenge. Well, I don't want to call it a challenge. My weekly idea. So this one kind of fits with that weekly idea of reusing something, reusing these magazines and turning them into little journals. Yeah, I haven't seen Tina. Of course, it's a holiday. People may be doing things on holiday. And I told my moms. I haven't seen Picola yet either, unless I just missed her. Is Picola here? I told all the moms, I said, look, you don't have to be here. It's a holiday weekend. If you can't be here, it's okay. I'll handle it. I know how to kick people out. So, I haven't seen, if Picola came in, I didn't see her. And of course, Tina either. So, hi, Mama Four. So just make sure that it's dry before you turn the page so you don't stick your pages together. Yeah, Kalora, her cabinet was awesome, right? So yeah, look at Trisha Green. There's Trisha Green right there. And go look at her Instagram where she posted the before and after. Hi, Kathleen Kelly. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to do a couple more. Again, these were already white. This was just leftover space on the actual. But let me go ahead and do this because I want to show you. If you're going to want to do something on it in that space, go ahead and put a coat of white paint on it. That way, pencil will take to it, and some other things will too. If you want to use, now I don't know that I'd recommend using an alcohol marker on these pages because it'll probably bleed right through, but test, just make it a little art journal, sketchbook idea. That's why I call it mini magazine, mind mapping, idea collecting, prompt playground. That's what we named our first one in 2017. All right, so, all right, let me just do one or two more so I can just use up the rest of this white paint here. And then we'll go in and find a page I want to work on in the middle maybe, and paint out the text and then add some paint. Hey, Hubster. Hello. I asked Hubster if he'd come bring some books and do some book review with us. Thanks for. Oh, okay. Can you give me about 30 minutes?
Oh, about 30 minutes? Yeah.
Yeah. Is that okay? Or 15 or 20, whatever, because I know you have errands to run.
That's fine. I was just bringing my books in.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got some good ones. Yeah. So Hubster's, because he's off today, it's hard that we rarely have the same days, when I'm streaming and he has that same day off. So because he's off today, he's going to show you a few of his books and maybe just do a little book chat.
Okay, I'll be back.
Okay, honey. 15, 20 minutes. Okay. Oh, thanks, Becky. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, so let me just look through now. Now I'm going to just kind of flip and just see what page might grab me the colors. Well, this one's kind of blue and yellow and green. This might be kind of bright. So let me go ahead and I'm going to paint out, reverse collage out anything I don't want. It can be little edges, it can be borders, it can be half the page if you want. Whatever you don't want, just white it out. I just start with white, but it never stays that way. It's going to end up with these colors on it. Again, use those colors that are on the page as your inspiration for picking your colors. And again, I just use craft paint, whatever craft paint you have. All right, so now I'm going to dry this. You like that, Cheryl? Yeah, book chat, yeah. Yeah, you like Hubster's book chat? He's good at talking about his book. And we both read a lot, but he probably reads. I don't want to say he reads more than me. He can stick with two or three books going at once. I usually have 8 or 10 books going at once. So. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, like I told y'all to do, get some wax paper to put behind your pages. We'll do a couple pages and we'll get Hubster up here to do his book. Okay, all right. So now I'm going to use the inspiration of these colors. So we have yellow, and this is kind of a, like, I'm not going to call it a bright yellow. This is I think this is banana cream. So there's this color. Let me move these two to the side. And if y'all missed, I kind of did a little flip of these earlier. And, all right, then I'm going to maybe lime green, or maybe just because this is kind of both. Let me get a little bit darker green. Here we go. Let's get this green. So we'll go with these two, and then some kind of a blue, a baby blue, maybe. Let's see what kind of baby blue. Maybe this blue. This is the new color, a moody blue. This is one of their new colors, I believe. All right, so you see how this needs to be shaken up? Make sure anytime, even a brand new, or even if you've used it yesterday, always make sure and shake up your paints, because the oils will separate. You know, these are just craft paints. Hi, Nichols. It's been a while, Nichols. And hey, Devin, we showed your project this morning as well from Society of Idea Collector page. Let's see, Nick and Tina. All right, so I'm going to put, and I just have a little bit of white paint here. So let me do the finger painting type first. I'm going to be using this brush, but in the meantime, let me go ahead and put it in water because I don't want it to, get hard. All right, so I'm going to put out a little bit of the green. This one's almost empty. This is sour apple. And again, this is their new blue, which is moody blue. I might add a little bit of white with that just to lighten it up. This is a problem with zooming in. And then a little bit of the yellow. Now we can do a couple of different things. I'll do another one with the palette knife, but I'm going to do this one with just finger painting. So what I usually do, I know it's going to look messy, and it is messy. Maybe I should roll up my sleeves. I don't want to drag my sleeves through it. So I usually just pick up, let's just start with the yellow and the green, and I'll put a blue on this finger. Maybe a little white in there to lighten that up. Okay. And don't over mix. So I am just going to put these colors down like this. And it seems like I like this angle, but you don't, you can do a different angle. And if you get paint on one of your images that you don't want it, because that's shiny, you have a little bit of time, you can wipe it away. So I'm just going to go back and forth and pick up the colors that I like. So I'm doing finger painting, but you can also, if you want to mix, if you want to blend it better, then you can use your baby white. I don't really want it blended. I like this look, but if you want it more blendy, then you can add, you could go in here with your baby wipe and blend it out. Now I'm going to add some more blue. Maybe a little more yellow right in there. And I'm just skimming the surface. I'm not really mashing down. I'm just kind of skimming the surface. So it just kind of, it's not mixing the paints very much on the page. But you can mix them if you want with the baby wipe. We'll do one with a mix with the baby wipe, and we'll do another one with the palette knife. Okay, so there we go. Let's take out the wax paper. Let me wipe my hands off. And again, this is where you want to have some kind of if you were done, let's say, with these colors, you'd want to have a place to scrape these paints into another magazine or on another page after you dried this one, but you don't want to waste all that paint. All right, so let me go ahead and dry. And it does take a little minute because it's thick. If you have any questions, put them in caps. And remember, today I'm wanting to use stencils. Last week we started using our stencils again. Now, let me stop talking to this. So let's find a stencil that kind of has some kind of floral like this. I had this one pulled out, but I used it already, but we can use it again. Let's see what other florals. So I'm just pulling out all kinds of stencils here that we used them last week in the we used them last week in the other art journal. So let's see. I kind of like that. No, I'm liking the flowers better with this angle. Hang on, guys. Amber alert. Hang on. I gotta. Yeah. Okay. So let's see what else. What other flowery ones? Kind of like that. I think I'm going to just go with this one for right now. I'm just kind of liking the vibe of it. All right. So you can use any other colors, and you could go with white. Is this looking flashed out? Are we good, guys? I don't want to get it too flashed out. Turn the light down just a little. Sorry if that made anybody jump. You never get any warning with an Amber Alert. Okay, so let's see. I think I'll just go with white just so you can see it. So I'm going to get up on this in this case. So this is it's a makeup wedge. It's dry. It's stained, but it's dry. It's clean, right? Believe it or not, Janet. So I'm just gonna tap in the white and just get as little paint on there as you can, because you can always dab back in, but you don't want to blob this. Okay, you don't want to blob it. So let's just find some areas where we might want some of these white flowers. So let's start right in here, and you can go right over some of the edge of the images and everything. So go right off the edge. I rarely use a stencil. I've done it a couple times for the circle ones, but I rarely use a stencil just in this exact shape. I'll just pick a little area like this. I'll just pick an area, and then you can go back in there with your Poscas or collage on this. Okay, so it's just so, I don't know, it's relaxing to me. Just you're not really having to think about some kind of design you're thinking about it, but it's not like you're trying to make, the Mona Lisa here. You know what I mean? So you can just kind of chill and play with your paint. And then after you dry it, you can go in here and doodle and do other things. So maybe let me dry this, and I'll get a Posca, and maybe we'll do some circles. So this is dark blue. We could have done this with dark blue. Maybe we'll do a little bit of dark blue too. Let's do that. Let's see. Let me find a dark blue here. Purple, white. Hang on. Let's find the dark blue. Like a midnight blue, or let's see. I think my midnight blue is over on this station. Or just even like a true blue. Like a true blue. Yeah, let's just go with the true blue. Do maybe a few more stencils, or just a little bit. Okay, so it has white on here, but that's okay, because when I pick up the blue, it's going to pick up the blue. Bye, Fernando. Thanks for stopping in. All right, so let's just maybe do one or two of the little flowers here. Hang on, light this up. Just a little bit. Tap that out, and maybe get some of the excess off, and then tap it out lightly to feather it out. Let's see how this looks. All right, let's go back with another one, maybe over here, just off the edge. Let me do it from here. Okay, so once I get the blue, and then I want to kind of lighten it up, I'll take my baby wipe and tap off the excess. So I just have just a little bit in there to feather it out. Like that. Maybe just a little bit right here on the edge. Oh, you like it when I do stenciling, Cheryl? Or just art journaling. All right, let's see here. Yep, everybody likes art journaling. Well, most people do. I'm going to pick up a little bit of white on there just to feather that out a little. Soften it. All right, one more over here, one section over here. And then pick up just a tiny bit of white and tap that to soften around the edge. Have it blend. And again, the colors that I picked were based on what I left on the page. You know, a little green. And so maybe just, like I said, one down here on the edge. I probably should have a wax paper under there, but that's okay. All right, so I'm going to put this in the water right now. And let me get a fresh baby wipe. All right, we'll do one more and I'll get Hubster up here to do his book chat. All right, so we'll do one with scraping. Now, if I come across where I can use these colors, I will. All right, let's dry. I want to do one with the palette knife and then one with the brush. Thanks everybody that's here and the lurkers. Just make sure it's dry. All right, let's see. Let's flip a couple pages and just see what we come across here. Like that. That's nice and bright. That's nice and bright. Let's see. You can do darker page. Well, let's maybe do this one. I like this because this is kind of, let me get another palette here. We'll try to use this up too. But let's do, like this is black and forest green. Let's see, here's a moss green. I think that's what it is. That's Hauser medium green. And then some black. So this is all dry, so I can just go on top of it. Some black. Some Hauser green. Oops, that was a little much, but oh well. And then maybe just a little bit of like where I can use some white and some rose. Oh, this color right here. Deep burgundy. Those little roses in there are deep burgundy, but then if I add a little bit of white to it, I could probably get some of that. Well, maybe a peach color would be better. Maybe an off-white. This is sand. That might be, well, maybe. We'll try it. Okay, so just a little bit of sand. Okay, so now I'm going to put a piece of paper behind this. And because I'm going to go over this with black, I'm not going to worry about whiting out the text because I'm going to start with just painting this whole thing black. Okay, so I will get my brush for that. And then we'll scrape in the colors with the palette knife. But first I'm going to get the whole thing just black. And there is some water in this brush because I was cleaning it, but it has some water in it. That's okay. All right, there we go. That's enough. Just to have it. Well, maybe let's go over here a little. Maybe a little in here. And again, the colors that I'm using for inspiration are the colors in the piece, right? All right, let's dry this. Hi, Julie G. Anybody else coming in? I really should put my wax paper behind this one too, because I think I'm going to carry that scraping over to this one. So, all right, are we good there? It flashes out when we add black or bright white or black. It's gonna, so let's turn that down just a little while we're working with the black paint. All right, so now I'm going to take my palette knife. I'm going to come over here and let's just start with the green. And you can't see because I'm so zoomed in. So I'm just going to pat some on the palette knife here. And maybe I can go, there we go, something like that. And I'm just going to, let's just go this way this time. And I'm just going to kind of scrape in some texture. And if you think it's too textury, or if you want it a little more blended, then take your baby wipe and just, you know, maybe blend some of the edges and leave some of the texture, but blend some of it out, you know, leave some in. Depending on, you know, we are going to today add a stencil on top. So I'm going to put some over here. Let's go ahead and kind of just get some in here. So I'm just going to scrape in some of the green. And then again, if you think it's too textury or you want it a little more blended, then just take your baby wipe. You know, it's a little too much. I want a little less there. There we go. Kind of, and you're seeing a shine on there too because it's wet. So, all right. So now let's dry this. And now let me find some, maybe, I don't think I have tiny roses, but let me see if I can find something kind of, this is going to be a little too small. Let me see if I can find some kind of flower that's not necessarily a rose, but something a little small. Oh, here we go. Maybe these little, that may not be small. Well, maybe. We got this, right? Those are okay. I kind of want something just a little smaller. Let's see what I can find. I'm just kind of flinging through these here. Some of the little, and you can get these little inexpensive stencils on Amazon. Really inexpensive. Oh, what about this one? No, I'm liking that one. But I like the open. I like the opens of that. Oh, I like these too. But I really want to keep it flowery. I think I'll just go with this. I'll just go with these. All right, so let me get another sponge. You always want to use a dry sponge. Let's see. I'm probably missing people coming in. All right, so now I'm going to start with, I'm going to kind of do some of the cream, and then I'll put red on the other side. So I got kind of cream and red. So let's see what this does. It's a little dark because of the green, but I kind of want it muted because that's how it is. So let's just start with a couple. Let's just start over here. Let's just see what happens. I'm trying to stay in here so you can see it. Let's see what happens. A little more red on this side. And then tapping over on the left side of the, I'm just kind of going back and forth from the sponge, and then a little bit in the red in the middle, so they kind of meet in the middle. And then just kind of soften it. Get some of the cream color. And then tap it off on the baby wipe, get the excess out, and then kind of, we can kind of soften. Hold it. Oh, there we go. All right, so now I'm going to get some more red and come down in here. And bring it over this way. Get a little more of the cream and bring it up this way. You just kind of take your time and get it blended. The more you pat it, the more blendy it's going to get. Put a little red up there. Okay. And CNP. All right, now I'm going to put a little bit in here and a little bit over there. So let's get a little more red. And let's just pick a flower or two right in here. So let's go and get the red in. And on the other side of the sponge, see, I'm kind of trying to use one side of the sponge and then the other, just to do that little extra. Back to the red, back to the cream. So I'm just kind of flipping the sponge back and forth to get a little bit of both. All right, let's put some of the red over here. And now a little bit more of the cream color. I'll just tap it in. Just I want it kind of fainty, you know, like maybe like old wallpaper or something. All right, so there we go. All right, so let's go ahead and dry this. Put my sponge in the water so it doesn't crust over. And now let's see, maybe get a, what kind of a bright green? Oh, I know, I can use my Arteza, some bright green. That's not bright enough. Let's, what color is this one? No, that's kind of, oh no, it might be too, yeah. Let's see what happens on this. I'm thinking of making some leaves. This may not be the color I want to use. Let's see. Well, maybe. I'm just thinking about putting some little leaves in here with the, you know, some little shapes. Let me get it going. Just have some bright leaves in there. I don't know if I like that, but I saw these bright leaves and I thought maybe some bright leaves, but I'm not thinking I like that. So we're going to get rid of that. But I'm looking at those bright green leaves and thinking it could something. I need something. Maybe, I don't know, say gold, but. All right, let's see what everybody's talking about. I've been kind of keeping an eye on chat for anything in caps. I don't think I've missed much. But, hi, Markwood. Take a sip of juice. Let me go ahead and get Hubster up here. Do his little book review. Let me wash my hands and get Hubster. Hubster? You want to come? Oh, look at those cats sitting there looking at me. I'll be right there. Hang on.
Storm out.
All right.
All right, ladies. Good morning to all of you. Hope you all had a wonderful 4th of July celebration and holiday. But Dee stepped down to get her a cup of coffee, so I figured I'd go ahead and ease in while she's out of the room.
I'll read chat while you talk about whatever books you brought up.
Okay, I'm going to move this up just a little bit.
Oh, no, just pick the whole thing up, move it all the way over there.
Okay.
Well, let me get around there and I'll move it for you.
Oh, we're good.
It's hard to get around with the chair in the way.
Yeah.
All right.
But I wanted to take a couple of minutes, and I know a lot of you like to read books and are big readers like I am, and Dee Dee is as well. And kind of wanted to go over some of the books that I bought here. Hey, ladies, here recently that you might find interesting. Now,
I'm going to tilt this just a little.
All right.
Can you still see?
Yeah. One of the books that I'm reading right now, and I actually put this on hold for a little while because I read a biography on Errol Flynn, but I'll come back to that in just a couple of minutes. But anyway, I'm actually reading a biography by Stephen C. Smith on Bernard Herrmann. And some of you may be familiar with the name Bernard Herrmann. He's a musical conductor, and he did a lot of the movies that I'm sure most of you have seen before. He did a lot of the science fiction pictures. He did a lot of work with Alfred Hitchcock. Some of the movies he did was Psycho. I'm sure you remember the scene with the single violins when
that one?
Yeah, exactly like that. Yes. He did the music for Psycho. He did the music for North by Northwest with Cary Grant. He did the music for a lot of the science fiction pictures, like The Day the Earth, not the Day the Earth Stood Still, but oh gosh, let me think of them here for just a second. North by Northwest, Psycho, Vertigo. He did those. But anyway, it's a very interesting read. And if you like reading about old Hollywood, again, this is old Hollywood, especially his relationship with Alfred Hitchcock.
Now, did he immigrate? And
he did. Here's a couple of the other movies that he did: The Man Who Knew Too Much, North by Northwest, The Birds, Marnie, with Sean Connery and Tippi Hedren. He also did the music to Torn Curtain, Cape Fear, The Snows of Kilimanjaro with Gregory Peck. He did Vertigo. I mentioned that one earlier. He did Psycho. I mentioned that one earlier. Fahrenheit 451, I believe, with Julie Christie. Citizen Kane, Taxi Driver, and The Magnificent Ambersons. And he did a bunch of he did The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad. You probably have seen that one.
Did he do all those Sinbad ones or a lot of those?
I don't know if he did all of them, but I know he did The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad. He did, what's the one where they got away in the balloon? Oh, Mysterious Island.
Yeah. Mysterious Island.
And that one. So he's a heck of a guy. He's been around since, the 30s.
Somebody asked if you did Rear Window.
It's not listed on here. I don't know if he did or not. I don't really think that there was much music in Rear Window.
Yeah.
Just a couple of piano scenes and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it's a great read if you like to read about old Hollywood. It's called A Heart at Fire Center: The Life and Music of Bernard Herrmann by Stephen Smith. So, good book. I'd recommend that one. Okay. Another one I'm reading right now, which I'm about halfway through, and I've always been a big fan of General Custer. And there's an excellent picture with Errol Flynn called "They Died with Their Boots On," and a lot of the things that I read in this book are some of the things that Flynn did in the movie.
Yeah.
And Custer is almost like Errol Flynn. So it's a very good read. It's a biography on General Custer and his time from when he left Michigan and to the time that he went into West Point. And he was always pulling tricks, always pulling jokes, always getting in trouble. But a lot of the things that he did in that movie, They Died with Their Boots On, were true, actual events. So good book and very interesting read. Really got some good information about the things that he did during the Civil War. And a lot of people don't realize that he was in the Civil War. But most of the people just think of Custer's last stand at the Little Bighorn when he got overrun by the Sioux and a lot of the other Indians. So anyway, good book about General Custer. Recommend it, and so on. Moving right along.
And tell them, I know you loaned the book to your sister. You loaned the book to your sister on Errol Flynn, but that was the one that you just finished.
Yeah, the one that I read. I don't know. Some of you might like Old Hollywood.
I'll see if I can find a picture.
Okay. But I've always been a fan of Warner Brothers. A lot of the big stars that were at Warner Brothers, James Cagney, Errol Flynn, Olivia de Havilland, some of those folks right there. And yes, no, I do not read Harlequin Romance.
Someone asked, here, show them a picture of the
all right.
Errol Flynn.
This is the book that I just finished.
Put it
and
up right there.
Yeah, it's on Errol Flynn. It's a biography. I've always loved Errol Flynn. And I personally think that he probably would have made a better Rhett Butler than Clark Gable. But terrific actor, Errol Flynn. Some of the pictures that he did were the Seahawk, Captain Blood, The Adventures of Robin Hood. Of course, they died with their boots on, Dodge City, just to name a couple of his pictures, but really, really good. Now, this one right here is... it's a biography on Val Kilmer, and I actually love the role that he played in Tombstone. The fact that he was not nominated for an Academy Award for either Best Actor or Best Supporting Actor really is a crime to me, because he was an excellent actor. He did a great job playing Doc Holliday in the movie.
You want me to see if I can find a picture of him playing Doc Holliday?
Yeah, you can.
I mean, give me the book.
I don't know if it's in there or not.
Oh, you don't? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
But I'm getting ready to start on that here very shortly. And of course, Kilmer's been around for a while. He did.
Let me see if I can find it.
Okay, let's sit there right there.
Okay.
He's done a lot. He did. I think he was in Top Gun, and he played Jim Morrison in The Doors.
He played that really well.
He sure did. In fact, he to me really became Jim Morrison. My goodness. And Rachel, you mentioned that you loved Errol Flynn's sword fights. Well, I got to tell you, he was an excellent fencer. And it shows in the Robin Hood picture. I think Captain Blood and a couple others. But there's another old actor by the name of Basil Rathbone that was an excellent fencer as well. So they had, I think, they made a couple of pictures together. But Basil Rathbone who was actually a World War I hero. Was an excellent fencer as well, and they made about 3 or 4, maybe 5 pictures together. And talking about Errol Flynn, but anyway, we're getting ready to. Okay, there's a picture of Kilmer right there.
Tilt it toward you so the glare's off.
Yeah, and I think you could probably see that. Just a terrific part for him. He did a great job. Actually, I think he stole the picture. Okay. Anyway, but we're going to get reading on this one here. As soon as I finish up with General Custer, I'm going to start on that one. And this is one that I've been reading for a while, off and on. Haven't gotten into it for a while. I've always been intrigued with Ernest Hemingway, the writer, but this is pretty much it's a little bit about Hemingway, but it's mainly about his boat that's still in Cuba as of today, and it's been sitting in dry dock, and it's just kind of wasting away. But this is an interesting read about his time that he spent in Cuba. And so, yes, Basil Rathbone, Tricia, did play Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
But
the only Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, to me, there's only one Sherlock Holmes, and that's Basil Rathbone. Mm. There's only one James Bond, and that's Sean Connery. Just kidding. And there's only one Tarzan, and that's Johnny Weissmuller. But yes, Rathbone did play Sherlock Holmes. He was an excellent fencer, and like I said, he was a real hero in World War I before he broke into acting. Anyway, this is a good book. It's still available. You can get most of these books, probably all of them, either through Amazon or at Barnes & Noble at your local bookstore. But if you like Hemingway, you like reading about Cuba and the things that he did, that you probably will enjoy that. Okay, good for you, Rachel. That's great. All right. And then the last one I'll just talk about this for a couple of minutes. But if most of you, if you have cable and you watch Turner Classic Movies, one of the pictures that he directed was on last night on Turner Classic Movies. Came on 8 o'clock Eastern time, and it was Yankee Doodle Dandy.
And you watch it every 4th of July.
Yeah, I try to watch it every 4th of July. It's a great picture. But anyway, this is a book, and I may have talked about this before, about the great director from Warner Brothers, Michael Curtiz. It looks like it's Curtiz, but it's Curtiz is the way it's pronounced. But some of the pictures, and I'm sure most of you will probably remember the titles, but some of the pictures, just some of them, that Curtiz directed was White Christmas, Yankee Doodle Dandy with James Cagney, Casablanca, of course, with Humphrey Bogart, Captain Blood with Errol Flynn, The Adventures of Robin Hood with Errol Flynn, Angels with Dirty Faces again with James Cagney, The Seahawk with Errol Flynn and the beautiful Brenda Marshall. My goodness, almost as pretty as my wife. Mildred Pierce with Joan Crawford, Life with Father, and The Breaking Point. And these are just some of the pictures that he did. I think when his career was over with, he directed like close to 200 pictures.
Well, look, show them how thick that book is. It's like every Hollywood scene or that.
Yeah, but I'm a big fan of Warner Brothers. I've been to Warner Brothers studios quite a few times and taken the tours and visited all the sound stages and all that. And it's a great experience. If any of you ever get out to Los Angeles, I recommend that you do that. And but anyway, it's a great read. Again, you can get this book probably off of Amazon or at your local Barnes and Noble. And it talks about his relationship with Errol Flynn. I think he and Errol Flynn and probably Olivia de Havilland did anywhere from 10 to 12 pictures. And Flynn hated him. Flynn did not like him because he was such a perfectionist and demanding director. But he knew how to pan and get the big scope and the big scene, and he was very good at doing that. Also, Flynn did a movie called The Charge of the Light Brigade. I think they did that right after Captain Blood with David Niven. And Errol Flynn was also good buddies with David Niven. They actually shared a house together in Hollywood for a while. But anyway,
didn't he immigrate from?
He came in from Hungary.
Yeah.
And he's an immigrant from Hungary. He was an actor at first, but because he was so good behind the scenes, he just naturally became a director. So anyway, it's a good read, and I would recommend that if you like old Hollywood and so on. And here's a scene, I believe, from one of
I'm going to try, but it's got to get rid of the ad first here. Hang on just a second.
One of Curtiz's pictures.
Yeah, your favorite?
One of my favorites, yes.
I'm only going to show just a second of it.
Okay.
Give my regards to Broadway. Remember me to Herald Square. Tell all the gang at 42nd Street that I will soon be there.
So that's from Yankee Doodle.
Yeah, Yankee Doodle. And of course, James Cagney is portraying the actor and playwright George M. Cohan, which was on yesterday.
Yeah.
And but a good picture. And but I love the behind the scenes that Michael Curtiz talks about, all the different things that went on when they were making movies and all the different stars that he was involved in. And it's a very good read if you like that. So, but anyway, I think I'm running out of things to say. I don't know how you do this for three hours every Monday and Wednesday.
Well, I just the chat keeps you hopping.
Yeah, it sure does. But anyway, all these books again are available probably either on Amazon or you can get them through your local Barnes and Noble or local bookstore. They may have to order them for you. This one just came out just a couple of years ago. Good read, highly recommend it, and hope you enjoyed a little bit of the books that I talked about.
Thanks, Sonny, for your chat.
You're welcome. The only thing I need for you to do now is before I go out on my errands, I need you to shave my back again.
You always say that, and they. I hope they don't believe you. Oh my gosh!
All right, thanks,
all right,
folks.
honey, thank you.
You're welcome. Good your chat.
Okay, wait. Let me move this chair for you. You're such a hoot. Oh, well, thanks. He's kidding, Don. He's a character. Hubster is. He has quite the sense of humor. Oh my gosh. So anyway, that's I hope y'all enjoyed just having a little bit of Hubster's book chat. And like I said, he doesn't get to be here too often because our schedules seem to not, his days off and my days of streaming. So no, Janie's kidding. Oh my goodness. Everybody said thank you. I think he's already halfway out the door. Okay, so I hope y'all enjoyed that, and I'm liking this. I think I'm just going to leave this as is for now. I might come back and do something else with it, but I want to try to show you as many of the different techniques you can do to do reverse collage. So let's see here. Let's keep rolling. I want to try to use up some of these colors. All right, here, let's try to do this. Let's get some brown and some mint green because it's got a little bit of that mint green color. Now let's make sure and put our wax paper so we don't stick our pages together. All right, so let's see what we can do here. I got black. I'm going to get, and I got a little bit of that maroon. So I want to get some mint green. Where's my mint green? Here we go. Some mint green. So pick your colors. It's just easy to pick your colors based on what's in there, right? All right, so let's get a little mint green. And maybe some gold. Let's get some, because it's got the gold. But I want some brown too. I want some chocolate brown. Let's see. Here we go. Here's some traditional burnt umber. Whoop. We'll get that and this. And then we'll get some gold. So let's go ahead and put these two colors on. Maybe let's go ahead and, do I want to, I don't know if I want to, let's just smear them. Let's go ahead and smear these colors on, and then we'll put gold on top. Okay. So I want these two colors in here. So let's get the chocolate brown. And you might have to get a brush to get down in the spine there. A little more of the green kind of coming across there. A little more brown down here. So thanks everybody for listening to Hubster, which I don't have to really thank you. I know y'all probably enjoyed it. He likes talking about books. All right, so there we go. Let's do that. Let's come back over here with the brown. Maybe a little black. Some more brown. Everybody said thank you. They had fun or they liked it.
Okay, I'll be back in a couple minutes.
Okay.
I'll check the mail.
Okay. All right, so there we go. Now let's add a little, just get a little bit of green on there and just kind of scrape a little green. And again, if you get too much, you don't like it. If you get, take your baby wipe and work with, I got to get some baby wipes here. Yeah, I know, right, Rachel? It's just fun to take these. All right, so let's go ahead and move these wax papers out so we don't glue those to it. All right. Well. Okay, now I want some gold in here in some form or fashion. Let's see. Here's some, which kind of Inca gold. It's nice. It's a light color gold. You know, copper might be good too, though. Let's see. Do I have copper out? Oh, let's see if I can find my copper. Did I do that? Oh, here it is. I have my metallics. Most of them are over in a drawer. Oh, and for those of you, I told y'all last week that I had something coming. Well, this is what I had coming. I got a Lammy, and I'm blaming Janet. And Janet comes with blue ink in it. So I'll probably use the blue ink before I put in the black, black carbon ink. So yeah, this is why I got the yellow one. Janet goes, well, you'll never lose it, will you? And I bought two different converters. One's just a little bit fatter than the other, so I'll see which one works. They almost look exactly the same, but I think one's just a little tiny bit longer. Or one's just a little fatter. But anyway, so I got some converters for it. But yeah, so I got this, and I'm blaming Janet. It's a fountain pen, and it writes it. That came with blue ink in it. So, I'm Mandy. Anybody else I missed coming in? All right, so now let's see. What do I want? Do I want maybe some copper and some gold? I don't know. Copper is calling to me. I think I'm going to go with copper. Get a little spot on one of these. And let's see, what do I want to do? Do I want to do stripes or dots? I said we're going to do stencil, so let's see. This kind of has a little bit of a stencil look in there already. Let's see. I just want to round some of the edges. Just a little bit around the edges. I don't know if that's not... Do I need something a little more on the florally side? Something like this. But I want something little. I just want a little bit of copper. So maybe something like that might be good. Let's see what else I can find. I'm just digging through these stencils here. I think I'm just going to go with some of this. All right. Let's get another dry makeup wedge. Rachel. All right. So let's get some copper. And I just kind of want maybe some coming, just some, let's see. We'll see what happens. I kind of messed that up. Let's try to be a little more. Let's hold it a little steadier. Just a little bit of copper. See, I kind of messed that up. So while it's wet, I'm going to wipe it away. I'm going to dry it and redo it. I didn't hold the stencil still enough, so I kind of smeared it underneath. So let's hold it still. Yeah, that's good. Just a little bit. I'll hold it up and tilt it so you might be able to see it a little better. Because of the shine. All right, I just kind of want to put some on the brown area. Let's do a little smaller here. Okay. A little bit up here. So I hope y'all are getting some ideas for your magazine journaling, or really any art journal. It's just, like I said earlier, one of the nice things about a magazine journal is you've got an image that's already got colors. You don't have to worry about picking colors. The colors are already chosen for you. Of course, you can always do contrasting colors or whatever, but then you have the colors already chosen for you, and you just have to reverse collage out, paint out what you don't want, and then you can add more on top. You can go back in here with collage or journaling spots or whatever you want. So there we go. I think I'm going to go ahead and add some more up here too. Little. Very little paint on your sponge. There we go. So I'm kind of liking that. Hi, Mary. No, I'm probably Miss Ann. So there we go. They're kind of cool looking. Might put a little bit down the center of that book right there. Yeah. Like that. All right, so let's dry this. And again, you can find a section that you want to white out. You can paint, you can paint this out and paint your own little pictures in there. You've got just all kinds of color choices. Look at that purple and lime there. Let's go ahead and just use this up. First, I'm going to get rid of the white here. So let me get my brush. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and paint out. Oops, I didn't clean my brush very well. Don't yell at me, Janet. Let me clean my brush. All right, now I already got black in there, but that's okay. All right, so I'm just going to kind of just get rid of some of the text there, because I want to just put lime green on here. And lime green is very translucent, so you kind of have to get rid of whatever. Yeah, it does, Rachel. I actually did a couple books like that. Rachel, have you seen my Leonardo da Vinci book made out of poster board? We'll do this for a few more minutes, and I'll show you some of those handmade books I've done with poster board. Okay, so Janet's going to be on. I think she says she's going to make a mini book today. Oh, look, I smeared that. All right, let's dry that. All right, so I already have some of the lime green. It's starting to dry, though, because it's been sitting out here for a while. So let me just go ahead and put a little more of that. And there's my copper right there. Okay, and then I want my purple. Let's see, what color purple do I want? Do I want dioxazine? No, I want something a little more with red. There we go, this color. So this purple is magenta. That's the name on it. Okay, so let's go right in here. Let's put, and I do like that there's black in this, and there's a black and white check. That could be an inspiration to do a border, black and white check border. That's a la Mary Englebright. I think she was the first one that popularized black and white check borders. All right, so let's see. I think I'll just go ahead and dive in with my fingers at first. So there we go. Okay, let's go ahead and get this in. Oh, I said I was going to use a brush, didn't I? All right, let me go ahead and just get some of this on. All right, I'm going to go ahead and clean my hand. I said the next one I'd use a brush. Oh, no, wait. Let's use a baby wipe. We haven't done the baby wipe yet. So let's go ahead and use a baby wipe. So you don't have to get your fingers in it if you don't like touching paint. So let's kind of make it a little thick, and then I'll go back over it again. Lime green is very translucent. It usually takes 2 coats. And I might even get the lighter lime green out. And I'm going to get some black. I already have some black over here. Kind of want to keep that little border there. So we'll just kind of do some blending. Okay, so we're going to start there. And you can let it dry or dry it with your heat gun, then add more layers, which is what I'm going to do here in just a second. All right, let's go ahead and put some black right down here. So we can do a little black and white something, something coming up off this horizon here. We'll do that. And again, it's kind of sometimes hard to get in the crevice with your finger, so you might have to get a brush to get down in the crevice there. Okay. All right. Let's dry this. Wait, one more before I do that. Let's go ahead and get a little more black right up here. You're getting inspired, I hope. Hope you're getting some ideas and inspiration. Good. That was a good little clip from Yankee Doodle. Yeah. Yankee Doodle Dandy. Yeah. Now I'm going to get the lime, the brighter lime green. This color was sour apple, and then this one is it citron? Yeah, citron. Okay, so maybe, do I want to go ahead? I think I'm going to go ahead and put some down first, and then I think I'll go back with some stenciling. So let's just put a little of this lime green in here. Just a little. Just to brighten it up just a little. Oh, I like that wave effect. Let's do that wave. Let's do the wave, people. Let's do the wave. No, that one's kind of not too, I like it darker better. All right, now let me go ahead and dry this. This is on pretty thick. I should kind of mush that down a little. We'll be drying all day. And what I'd really like to do is just find a little square stamp. So I could do a little black and white. I mean, I can stencil up here, but it'd probably be easier if I just had a little square something, something. In the back of one of these stamps. Let's see. Let's see if I can find, or a little piece. Maybe if I cut a sponge down. Let's see here. Maybe if I cut a sponge. Can I cut a sponge fairly square? I don't know. Let's try. All right. It's a little rectangle-y, but I think it'll serve its purpose. Hi, Creative Wings. Sorry, I accidentally clicked on you. Okay. Thanks, Devin. Bye. Thanks for stopping in for while you could. All right. Yeah, it could be. It could be, Rachel. All right. So I'm thinking maybe I could use this. This is a little wonky when I cut it, but we'll see. Let's see if we can do this. Let's give it a shot. Wait, I got to get some more white paint out here. All right. It's going to be more rectangles than squares, but that's okay. All right. So let's just see. All right. Let's start right here. turn it over. A little more paint on that one. Oh, you just got to notice. I was like, okay, right. I know. YouTube, you just never know. That's why I tell you, I stream every Monday and Wednesday, 9 a.m., and I come on about 8:30 to say good morning to everybody. So, again, I'll have to get in there with the paintbrush. I'm glad Janet's going to make a mini book today. If y'all missed her saying so, she's going to make a mini journal, a tiny one today. And get her to, if I forget, get her to show you the one that she has her Zentangles in. It is amazing. Her little mini book with Zentangles in it. You have to see that. All right, so now let me get a little brush. Let me move some of these paints out of my way. They're just tumping over here. All right, let's just get a little brush. There we go. It actually needs a white one right down here on the edge. There we go. What do y'all think? All right, so let me put these two in the water so they don't crust over. And I rinse them all out. Believe it or not, Janet, I do clean them after the show. Most of the time. Maybe we could pick up a little white paint. Pick up a little white on the edge here. And let's just do a little more. But these are just so fun. And then you can add, like I said, you can add more collage. You can add little journaling spots if you want to. If you're a more of a journaler type, art journaler. Could put a door here, or we could do I can see kind of another and it's a way to upcycle your magazines. All right, let me add some water to this white paint here. I'm going to put a little bit of stars here. Okay, gotta tap. Let me get it off. Gotta do a lot of tapping. You want to see the inscription on each of those little tubes? It's all in what you see. It's all in what you see. What is that? Is that a fence? Is it a gates? I'm just going to put a few there. Mostly right in here. A couple up there. Maybe, where's my Posca? Where's my Posca? Okay, let's try. I'm going to go a little. All right, let me get a pencil. So I'm just going to leave it like that. Rechat. Oh, piano keys. Yeah, it could be piano keys. I would have, if I was going to make a piano keys, though, I would have done, you know, how I forget how many are between, you know, it's not just black, white, but, you know, so I would have done them like correct. All right, so there's that one. So let's just see, maybe do one or two more. And you know what I ought to do is I ought to maybe, well, I wanted to make those bin bookmarks. Do y'all want me to stop on this and show you the bin? Let me see if I can find his. Hang on, let me get his channel here. How do I do this? I don't want to disconnect myself. Hang on. I'm not seeing right now. See if I can find him. I'm not finding his channel right off. It's not by his name. I forget what his channel name. I'll have to find his channel name. I don't think he left it in here either. Well, we'll do that later because I can't find his channel, and I'd want to link it. I wanted y'all see his channel, so we'll do that next time. Let's see. An escalator? Yeah, Carla. And hi, by the way. Carla. Who else? Oh, I just thought of the name of his channel, I think. Hang on, let me look. Hang on. I think it's... I just have everybody marked down by their name, like Ben, you know, but it's Cinder Block Studio. So let me get, let me see, home. I think this is the link. Hang on, copy. All right, let's see if this is right. All right, here we go. I think this is it. All right, there we go. And the name of his channel is Cinder Block Studio. Or it might be, is it Studios? Cinder Block Studio. I'm not sure if it's Studio or Studios. That's Ben right there. Okay. So I'll do one more of these and then we'll, he said, what he does is he sends me, well, he hasn't done it for a couple of years, but sends me, his painty cast-offs, and I turn them into bookmarks. And his name is Ben. So I turn it, let me find a post-it note. So I make out of his painty papers, Ben bookmarks. Because his name is Ben, and it's his cast-off, so they were Ben. Okay, so let me do one more painting and then we'll do some bin. All right, let's do this one. Okay, let's see. I can use some of the paint colors I have already out, I think. Are y'all enjoying? Oh, wait. No, I'm going to go in. I said this one, so I'm going to go with this one. All right, so now this time I will take the brush and we'll paint with the brush this time. Hi, Ashley, other Ashley, Joan. Okay, so now I'm going to take, I'm out of brown, dark brown. Let's see, where's my dark brown here? Let's put some more dark brown out. So I'm going to put out some more dark brown. Still got these colors out now. I want y'all to be able to see what I'm picking from, but okay. When you're zoomed in, it's kind of tricky. Let me get another baby white. And I'll leave his link to his channel in the description after the show too. All right, so let's go ahead and let's start with some brown and black. And I'm going to kind of make it kind of streaky looking like this. Kind of like old wood. Let's see if we can make some old wood. Should we make old wood? Like they're in little frames, maybe? Like this. This. And you could play with each individual little picture with your Poscas or, you know, just a little paintbrush and paint, like I'd paint some watch hands on this. Let's go ahead and do this down here. It's just fun to alter pages and books, you know, for your own enjoyment, because it gives you something to work with so that you can, you know, match colors, mix colors, blend colors. It's really, I don't know. I always tell people if you're not used to blending or matching colors, to try to use a magazine to do it. All right, so now I'm going to remove this. It's dry. Cinder block. Thanks, Carla. Yeah, that's Ben's channel. Yeah, those old mantle clocks. I don't actually have an old mantle. Well, this from Hubster's family. An old mantle clock. Okay, so now I can just kind of peruse it, and you know, of course, I would probably add watch hands. You know, not yet though, because I want to add some more wood. I want to add some more wood texture, like with some of this. Let's get a smaller brush here with some of the red and the brown, and make kind of a redder shade of brown, and put some of that in there. Let's see. There we go. It might need a little bit of a yellow, something to brighten it up, because it's going to be lost. There we go. Just to have a little bit more wood texture. You could also do this with your Posca. You could add, and I might add some streaks of striations with the Posca too. But let's get a little bit another color in here first. All right. Do just a little bit more over here. Okay. All right, let's dry. Maybe, I don't know if this, I think this pasta's almost out. That's what it is. Maybe we could have a little bit of, yeah, this one's, I think this one's pretty much done. Let me see if I have one down here. Let's get one of the bigger ones up here. Here we go. Let's see. There we go. Oops, not quite that much. It's a little highlight on each one. Just kind of softening the edges, just kind of giving a little bonus light. And I don't have a ruler out, Janet. No ruler. Oh my gosh. Janet's going to get the ruler. Get the ruler. Yes, he does have tutorials. He does acrylic painting. And as soon as I finish this one, I'm going to get out his cast-offs and we will make some bookmarks. Okay, so let's see. The light wants to not work right there. Oh, that's the one that's not working. That's why. Let's get this one. There we go. And then maybe, I don't know, we can do different things, different colors, maybe some red little dots here. The back of my paintbrush. Just adds some red to the thing. Some dots here. Maybe some little accents in there. It's hard to see, but go back to this, what I have left over here of this. What was that blue called? Moody blue. This moody blue. Make some. And then maybe go back to the red. And just, play with the different, whatever's left on the page. All right, well, I think I'm going to stop on it now. And I don't want to close it because these blobs are going to take a minute to dry. They're pretty thick when you put a blob of paint, acrylic paint on. It takes a minute to dry. All right, so I think, let me move this out of the way. Let me get the excess paint off my hands. Hi, Bonita. Yeah. So there we go. All right, so let's go ahead and move this to the side. Move some of my paints out of the way. The trays that are wet. You don't want to get in the middle of that. Let me go ahead and throw my stencils back in my plastic one of these. I just throw them all in there. All right, so let's see. What's this one? Move this to the side. Another stencil. Save the wax paper in the back of the book. And I think we're ready to back the camera up. Okay. So now this is what Ben sent me. And actually I'm going to be honest, I saved it. I took it out of the box, but I actually saved looking at it till y'all got here. So this is the stuff Ben sent me. I don't know if this came, this came in here. I think he did a little test of something on here. So Ben, I don't know if I can find one of his video. Well, if you look at Cinderblock Studios, let me just go ahead and go to his YouTube channel and see if I can just find one of the thumbnails that has one of his paintings on it. Let's search cinder block. Okay. Okay. And this is what his logo looks like right there. Oh, dang it. I messed it up. Hang on. Let me go back. Touch something. Hang on. Okay. So this is what his logo looks like. Cinder Block Studios, right? I've been knowing Ben for a long, long time. I was going to look for one of his. Okay, here we go. You probably won't be able to see it very. I can't expand it, but he does kind of surrealistic looking landscapes mostly. So that's kind of what he does. I was trying to find a couple thumbnails where you could kind of see some of his stuff. But he has a lot of tutorials, a lot of tips. He has a lot of tips. Okay, so we're going to go through this, and what I'm going to do, I got to just decide what size bookmarks I want to make. And we'll do this for maybe about 30 minutes, or we'll see how long. Maybe I'll cut them up before then. But let's see what he sent, and then I'm going to cut them down into maybe, I don't know, 2.5, 3 inches by, say, 5 or 6, about this big, about the size of a bookmark. Then what I'll do is punch a hole in it, put some, sari silk or some ribbon in it, and make bookmarks. That's what I do with this, is make bookmarks. Hi, Diane. You missed our mini magazine from that. Well, we started them in 2017, so I showed the old one, but we started a new one. Mini magazine, mind mapping, idea collecting, prompt playground. MMMMICPP. All right, so now we're going to cut up some of Ben's old paintings. See, look, like this, I kind of really hate to cut into a bookmark, but it's a little too big for a bookmark. So I'm going to scale it down. So we're going to scale it down. That's why he sent them. That's why I sent them about 8 inches. That's really kind of on the big side too. So we're going to scale them down to about 3 inches, maybe just a little more. All right, so like this, right? And then punch a hole. Let me get around to my, and make bookmarks out of his old paintings. So if you have old paintings, now he uses acrylic, so this is not going to come off. If you're using watercolor, you're probably not going to use it as a bookmark because the watercolor will reactivate, right? And if it reactivates, then you're not going to want it in a book. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball this. And I might cut down, kind of make it look like kind of like a tag there. Maybe like that. Put some ribbon in it. I think I'm going to make it just a little shorter. There we go. So there we go. So you just make bookmarks. I'm making bookmarks out of his old paintings. So let's just look and see. Now this is a little too small, but we'll find something to make out of these. All right, so this one's kind of cool. This is about 5, so let's make this about a 2.5. A 2.5, and we'll get 2 out of this. Okay, so we got 2 little bookmarks out of this. Again, I kind of like to, you know what I should do is get out my crocodile. Crocodile. Uh-oh. I don't know what that was. But it wasn't what I wanted. I wanted this. So something fell behind the table. All right, so I'll use the 1/2 inch, and we can just round the corners. We can round the corners. Let's see if I can go back to these. Nope, I already cut them down too far. Okay, so like this, and punch some holes. This is just the corner chomper. You have a 1/2 inch and a 1/4 inch, and you can chop corners, rounded corners. All right, so now let's get the, if you want to be exact, you can measure this, Janet, but I'm just going to punch. Eyeball it. I just eyeball in the center so that we can put a ribbon in there. So isn't that cool to be able to reuse some of your old paintings or your old swatches or anything. Hi, Judio. let's see, what else? Who? Hubster's book reviews? He reviewed about 5 of them. Yeah. So let's see if that was the question. So, Janet. So there's a couple more. You know, it's just if you want to stick them in your art books or whatever, you know, let's just see what else he sent. That's kind of cool. Probably wouldn't use this. This is kind of cool, but again, I'm going to put that with the little stack. It could be a little bookmark. I guess we could have a little bookmark, right? Let's do it off the. Let's do the quarter. Let's do the quarter on this one. Let's do a quarter rounder, and then just a hole punch. Yeah. And so he's just got different sketches, and I kind of like this right here, like this. Let's do less than 3, just like that. So that's why he sent them to us. He sent them to us to cut them up. And again, I will corner around the chomp around the edges. You can do all 4. You can make it all 4 of the edges rounded. That. Okay, let's see. And then this one is double-sided, and it's like got cool stuff on both sides. Look at these swatches. I have to figure out, well, let's see, which way do I want to cut it down? I'll have to cut it down with scissors first because it's not going to fit under here. So let's see. Let's cut this right down. We'll trim it right down the middle here, sort of middle. And we'll trim it up. Maybe they could do this away. That might be cool. I like this side better. All right, so now that I've trimmed it down, let's go ahead and get it evened out. All right, now I'll make these about, and I'll trim the bottoms too, maybe about 2.5. Let's do 2.5. We'll make a whole bunch out of this one. Okay, and now let's see. Let's even them out. Turn them over here like this. So let's do the 1/2 and the punch to put a ribbon in there. Isn't that cool looking? Just 4 little bookmarks. Bin bookmarks. I'll pull out some ribbons here in a minute too. Let's see. All right, let's see what I want to trim this one down here. Let's get the 1/2 inch. All right, I'll finish these and then we'll go through and see what else is in there. So this is another one of you could use this as our you know, we talked last week about having recycling, upcycling. Let's see, where's my, yeah. And that was the Society of Idea Collector idea last week, 9. Hi, Jeff. Oh, you like the ASMR cutting paper and crinkle sounds? Well, you want me to stop talking and just make sound, let the sounds go, Judy, for a minute? Okay, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do an ASMR moment just for Judy. Okay, that's as long as I can't talk. That's as long as I can go without talking. That's why I always got U's in conduct in my elementary school. All right, so I'm going to stop making them here now, and I'll show you what else we got in the pile. That's it, girls. That's as far as I can go. All right, so let's see what we got here. Let's go ahead and zoom in one. There you go. Yeah, relax. I like ASMRs. I don't usually really watch them much. If I come across one, I'll watch one for a minute because I got too many other things to watch, right? All right, so let's see what we made here. And I think I might pull out some ribbon. Let me get a white background here. Let me see if he has something in here I can use as a background. Okay, so let's take this piece right here and turn it over just so we can see what's here. Okay. So yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. We can put some, put some ribbon or sari ribbon or any kind of, some baker's twine for a tassel. Carla, I know, Carla, I was getting anxious without me talking too. So yeah. All right, so let's see what else. Let's see what else is in the pile. So isn't that cool? Some nice little bookmarks with some colorful twine or ribbon in it. It's going to be awesome. All right, so let's set this aside. I'll show you what else he's sent in here. So we got all different kind of like I like this. It's just his cast-offs where he's tested paints, tested colors. Look, here's one of his little doodles. He does these little symbols. Here's another one. Here looks like a cast-off. Again, guys, I always tell you when you have pieces of art that you don't like, cut them down, and then use them in a smaller piece, right? Look, isn't that awesome? Here's another little one of his tests. And you can see he's just kind of gone back and forth over it, just doing some tests. These are his little test pieces. Looks like he was doing the ink through the straw kind of thing. There's something, just some, almost looks like a vortex or a black hole forming there. So here, hubster's home. See here, I want to do. And Ben knows I did. Don't y'all go, oh my gosh. We do. That's why he sends it to us to play with and do stuff with. So it's okay. Don't worry. Ben's not going to email you. Oh my goodness. So there we go. All right, let me set that one aside. All right, let's see what else. Oh, look at this one. Look at this nice little sunset. I don't know. Maybe it's no, it goes that way. A little piece of purple. There's some pastel, some chalk reflection. Another one of his little landscapes, fantasy landscape type thing. So you'll have to go check out Ben. That's almost a bookmark just by itself. There's some more little pieces there. Thanks, Ben, for sharing your little swatches with us and leftovers. And look, here's some more blendy areas, trying to make some little color charts. It's like a little bonsai tree. I know, aren't they fun, guys? All right, here we go. There's another. He hadn't sent us any for a while. He was sending us some every, couple of years. It's been at least a couple of years. It's been at least a couple of years, maybe longer. That since he sent us some. But make sure and go and check out his channel and look at his landscapes and his tips. He has tons of tips, guys. Tons. Oh, these are the ones I just picked up. The ones I already made. They got connected in there. That'll be a nice little one. See, just in and of itself, just round the corners, punch a hole. And there's one right just like that. Trying to make some room on my desk. All right. So yeah, Cinder Block Studios is Ben. And again, I call these Ben bookmarks because they bend to Ben. Oh, is Ben here? I see whoever Ben made thing for sure. Oh yeah, Cinder Block Studios. I don't know if I still have it link. I'll put it in the description. I'll put it in the description box. I don't know if it's still in my copy and paste. So there's that one. Some more swatching. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut this one down so that I have a nice, neat stack. And this is nice, heavy-duty watercolor paper. There's a little, maybe it's a wet graphite that's been watered down on a sketchbook page. Rachel sending Ben her address. Look at this one. It looks like wood. Look, it looks like a wood or a tree forest, right? That's already a bookmark in itself. Here's some more color, probably, seeing what they look like against each other. Here's another one that could be just like it is. Oh, I love this one. This one's gonna have to go in my journal. I love this. I'm gonna keep playing this one for myself. And let's see. Hello. No. I don't know. Just some more sketches. This one's on some kind of rice paper, maybe tracing paper, thin, parchment. But this is the kind of landscapes that Ben paints, and he paints them in acrylic. He's in some galleries in Pittsburgh. I think he has a gallery, a place where he has an actual gallery up in Pittsburgh, and he does sell his stuff at shows and stuff. Of course, with the virus, I don't. It's been a while, probably. Another little tiny one. And this is, here, I'm going to do that last one here, and then this one. Look at that. This one kind of reminds me of, like from this angle, looking up through the trees, and then there's the stars up there. So, yeah. So that's Ben's Cinder Block Studios is the name of his YouTube channel, and he's been at least 10 years as well. I think maybe longer, 12 years on YouTube. He doesn't do many live streams. He's done a few, but he does a lot of tips and techniques. So anyway, guys, I guess I will go. That I hope y'all, is that dry enough? I hope y'all enjoyed playing around with making another magazine. If y'all missed it, go back to the beginning. Oh, here's another one of these. If y'all missed it at the beginning, I did show two of our other mini magazine journals here that we've made out of. This one was made out of two different books, magazines cut in half. This one was made out of 3 magazines cut in half. And I did a little bit of a flip through this earlier today. So if you missed it, go back and watch toward the first, I don't know, it was during the first 30 minutes, I think, showing a little flip through of these. So, yeah, cool cast-offs. That's what I call them here. This is what I call it. Ben. They've been Ben's and they're bookmarks. Thanks, Carla. So, and yeah, so I hope y'all enjoyed reviewing these. That we started this one in 2017. This one maybe a year and a half ago or so, and then I just cut this one down the other day just to show you just one magazine. So I wanted to show you different thicknesses. So that's one magazine. This is two magazines, and this is three magazines. So, all right. Yeah. Thanks, Rach. Yeah. Janet comes on at 1 Eastern, which is in about an hour and 45 minutes. So I think I'm going to go ahead and go today. Hubster's home. He's already done his book review on the show, or book chat on the show. So I think I'll go ahead and head out and have a break before Janet comes on. So hope y'all enjoyed it. You're welcome. Thanks, Janet. Thanks for modding. Hi, CB. Good to see you. And everybody else that came in. Hope everybody, oh, thanks, Pamela. That's not, whoops. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I'm trying to click on people saying thank you. Thanks, Masaki. Yep. See y'all later at Janet's house. All right, guys. Well, y'all have a great afternoon, and hopefully see you on Wednesday. And yeah, for something else fun. All right, guys. Bye-bye.